The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Reaper Apparel offers a casual line of superb fit, finish, and comfort. We design for those who refuse to die slowly and choose to live untamed. For those who aren't afraid to face the dark, for the ones that thrive in it, and for those who can appreciate life through a grim lens. That's Reaper Apparel Company. Go to the link in the description of this episode, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood, all American-made apparel, which helps support the Second Amendment. You can also find all this in the description of this episode with the link Tactical Brotherhood. Part of every proceed does go to helping veterans. It is a very good cause. All American-made products made right here in Minnesota. Go and check them out. Use the promo code PATRIOT15 to get 15% off your purchase. The Ride Home Rants podcast wants to thank you for listening and let everybody know that we do offer monthly subscriptions to help support the show in other ways other than listening and downloading each episode. What you will get with each subscription is you will get bonus episodes that aren't released to everybody. You will also have a chance to ask me anything each and every month where I will put out a special episode just to answer your questions. You will also get more exclusive content that is not released to everybody. To subscribe to the show, go and click on the link in the description of this episode, and I look forward to your added support and to help us keep this show going. The Ride Home Rants podcast is also brought to you by Buddy's Beard Care. Buddy's Beard Care provides premium men's grooming products at an affordable price. Products are made in Ohio, and Buddy's Beard Care supports local. The majority of our supplies are from other Ohio-based companies. You can find them on social media at Buddy's Beard Care or online at buddysbeardcare.com. Use the promo code BONO15 and he will save you 15%. I've been using these products for a little over 6 months now, and my beard has never felt healthier. It has never grown faster, and according to my wife, it has never felt softer. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by former guest of the show in Matt Landowski in Sweet Hands Sports. Elevate their game with Sweet Hands Sports. Our sports gloves are designed for champions, providing ultimate grip and durability. Achieve greatness with every match. Choose Sweet Hands Sports for the winning edge. Grip your victory at sweethandsports.com. Use the promo code BONO10 and he will save you 10%. He has sent me a complimentary pair of golf gloves. They are so comfortable, durable, and breathable. You won't find a better pair of gloves out there. Again, sweethandsports.com, promo code BONO10. Lastly, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Deemed Fit, a clothing company from first responders for first responders. These products are so comfortable. They look great. They have great messages on them. They are provided to support first responders, especially those who worked through COVID. All of the proceeds are going to helping veterans and first responders with their mental and physical health. This is a great cause. I support anything that has to do with our first responders and our veterans. Again, deemedfit.co, promo code Mike Bono will save you 20%. Now, let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is, as always, your host, Mike Bono. I have a great and very special episode for us today. I am bringing back all of the Bethanians from Bethany College that played or coached or both football at there that have been on the show before, but not together. So I'm bringing it back. We're going to hear a lot of war stories and a lot of things going on and talk all things Bethany College football. I'm going to let them introduce themselves as always, but guys, you know I need answers to these questions before you start here. So I need your name, how old you are, and who is or was your favorite football player. And Bob, we're going to start with you.
All right, Bob Neisel. I am 41. My favorite football player would have to be Dermontti Dawson.
Dermontti Dawson. Wow. That's a good one for sure. And one of the great sponsors of the show, we're going to bring Lando on next.
Hey everyone, it's Matt Landowski, 35 years old, and I'm going to go with Bill Romanowski, the dirtiest player ever.
Dirtiest player ever. Go Romanowski. And if you're watching on the Patreon, you'll see it as the real life Rocky, but everyone knows him as the wonderful manager of the podcast, Fitty.
Hey everybody, you know me, Johnny Fitty Falcone. I'm 38 years old, and I have a tie of two favorite football players of all time. The incredible underdog story of Wayne Corbett coming right out of Hofstra to become the greatest New York Jet of all time, or arguably greatest New York Jet of all time, and the late, great, best running back of all time, Mr. Walter Payton.
Walter Payton, those are phenomenal ones. But next we got the vampire coach himself, Mr.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Askew, a.k.a. Vampire Coach, 49 years old, baby. And, the best football player, man, Walter Payton, baby. HBC Jackson State.
All right. Next, the man that gave us the idea for this episode, we got Brennan.
Brennan Seacrest. I'm 22 years old, and I would say favorite all times, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Young blood over here, 22 years old.
23 in a week. So
all right.
getting there.
All right. And last but not least, right now, we got Fry.
Hey, Aaron Fry, 33 years old, and my favorite player, Deion Primetime Sanders.
Okay. Nice mixing that there. Obviously, everyone knows Mike Bono here, 36 years old. My favorite player, very underrated position, the fullback, Mike Allstott was my favorite, the A-Train. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about all things Bethany football. This first question I have for y'all, it's for all of you, because we have some that are just for the coaches and some for just for the players. But this one's for all of you. Bob, we're going to start with you. Did you play or coach at Bethany, in what year with the program?
I played at Bethany. I guess my first season was 2000. That's great. 2002 was the fall. Finished my last season was 2005 in the fall, so that was 4 years. Then I coached the 06 and 07 seasons.
All righty. Mister, what about you?
Coach there from 2004 to 2007.
Okay. I believe we just had Bill Garvey join the show with us here. Let's see if we can get him on, because he's not getting out of these questions that we have at the beginning here.
Oh, yeah,
Garvey.
he can't get out of them questions.
There he is.
Yeah, get Garb.
The last guest to join the show, Bill, we're going to let you introduce yourself. We just got rolling here. We need your name, how old you are, and who is or was your favorite football player ever.
At Bethany? Or
No, just ever, just in general.
Bobby Knives. Let me. All right. Well, I'm
He's 51 years old.
Huh?
He's 51 years old.
51. Hey, man, you're almost 51 too there, bud.
I am, man. It's knocking, too. I can see it.
All right, so Bill Garvey, I was head football coach at Bethany for a good bit, assistant as well. 51 years old. My favorite football player, that's a good question. I'll go back to my youth, Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker. Okay, not a bad one.
Good.
All right, and Fry, I'll ask you the question again so Bill can hear it. It's did you play or coach at Bethany, and what year were you with the program?
My
Brian, you're going? Hey,
fine.
Brian's
What's going
going,
on,
yeah.
Coach? What's up, Coach? So I played from 2013 to 2016, and then I coached from the 16 to 17 years at GA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brennan, what about you?
You're on
You're
mute,
muted.
Brennan.
You're muted, Brennan.
Always messing it up, huh, Coach Garvey? I actually had a pretty unique career at Bethany, because I got to play 2 seasons within the same year. I played in 2021, but I was able to play the COVID season and 1 regular season.
Okay. Lando, what about you?
I played there from 2008 to 2011, fall 2011. Yep.
Okay. Biddy.
I played from 2006 to 2009, and then I coached with Coach Garvey as a volunteer from the spring of 2017 through the spring of 2021.
Okay. Garvey, what about you?
I don't remember.
So you remember how long you were with the program?
Bobby Knives. When did you graduate, Bob? Was it
06 was the spring, so you would have started the fall of 06.
So I started fall of 06. 2021.
It was
Two.
Through
2022.
Yeah.
I said, I know you put some time in there because
Too much, guys. Too much.
Too
much.
This next question is for just the players only here. So the only players we have here, I need Brennan and Lando. We'll start with Lando. What position did you play?
I came in trying to play some special teams, played a little long snapper, and then I worked my way to some fullback and had a little fun there. So,
okay, who was the coach at the time?
Coach Weaver, Coach Garvey, Coach Upton.
Okay.
I'm trying to Coach Murphy, and I think it was Coach Wilder.
Okay.
So yeah, those were all the guys there. Yeah.
Gotcha. Brennan, what about you?
I played wide receiver, and I also played a little bit of punter. None other than the Bill Garvey was my head coach, and I had actually Coach Fitty Falcone as my punting coach. And then my wide receiver coach was Coach Upton, but he doesn't need to be talked about too much.
Oh, my bad.
I hope he listens to this too. Yeah, he knows.
He does. He does listen to the show. So
yeah.
This next one's for just my coaches here, and just the coaches we got, Bill and Mister. So Garvey, we'll start with you. What would you say your biggest victory as a coach was at Bethany?
Oh, that's easy one. W&J.
W&J. What year?
The only time in the last 33.
Aaron Fry was a part of that team.
2013.
17 or 16. What was it, Fry?
2013.
Jesus, I'm way off. No, 13. It was
No,
my first year or second year?
Your first year.
All right, so it was 13.
And then we almost won. We lost to him by a point in 16.
We should have beat him the year before.
Yeah, we should have beat him 3 out of 4 years.
I could have swore you guys beat them when I was there between 2008 or 2007, 2012.
Hey, no.
It was 33 years, bro.
Nope.
I'm a lonely comedian here. That's what we're just trying to remember. I know I announced a lot of games there. I just can't remember which ones I announced.
We should have beat him the year before.
Okay.
A pick six backed up through double post.
Yeah.
We beat them at their place. Bob, you might have been on that staff then. Nah, you would have been gone.
I never. Grove City, I feel like whenever I was on staff, we beat them, and that was another one that we hadn't beaten for some odd number, some ridiculous number of years.
And it was homecoming.
Yeah.
2006.
2006, yep. But Mister, what about you?
I'm about to say there's two of them. That first year was, that first year when we got together, we beat Franklin and Marshall. But then that
wasn't with us. That wasn't with us.
Hey, I was there.
Before.
I was there.
Yeah.
Bob was playing.
Bob was playing. Bob was a player. Yeah, we beat Franklin Marshall when that first year. Yeah, you wasn't there, 50, so you missed out. Well, Bob,
Thank God. Thank God. Wasn't that a 1-9 season? I'm happy I missed it.
Yeah, I guess it was the first time. Hey, but it was the first time they won an opener in 1,000 years, man. Come on, man. You got to find success somewhere. But the best one was, man. When I was with Garv, and we came back on the road, man. Who was that? Thomas Moore. I think it was 28-21 or something like that. But we came back and beat them, man. We was down 3 touchdowns, halftime. And Garv just got into one of these little beast mode and just went, laser focused. Like,
that was at the high school, right?
Yeah, I think that was at I think so.
Heights.
Yeah. We got
that, Mister. Wasn't that like 07 or 08?
Yeah, that was like
Oh, six.
06.
Oh, six.
Yeah, because who was it? Was it Cruz we had, the receiver? From Florida?
Yeah, it was Cruz.
Oh God, I know. I said his name. Cruz, Mr. Cruz himself, Mr. Florida. But you know what I'm saying, Garv, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, stop this freaking losing mentality. And I was like, yeah, man, stop this freaking we ain't losing. We ain't about to lose this game. And Garv just started ripping these plays off, man. And we just started making plays after plays after plays. The defense came together, and you know, them boys didn't want to lose that game. You know, so that was one of the best one, man. Being down my 3 touchdowns and coming back and winning, you know what I'm saying, winning that game was special.
Gotcha. All right, this next one, I need my players only again here. So it'd be Lando and Brennan. Who was the toughest football player you played with as a teammate? And Brennan, we're going to start with you.
Toughest as in what? Toughest to deal with or toughest like hard nosed?
Just toughest. That's like, I mean,
we're being
we'll go toughest on the field, and yeah, we'll save the toughest to deal with for another episode. That'll be it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think Garvey immediately knew who I was going to say. Toughest on the field. Oh, let me see here. Probably Braylon Sibley. I would say he was a pretty tough guy. I don't think there was many times that he wasn't putting his nose down and getting into something. I got to be there. Like, I don't know. I didn't get to see him his first 3 years he was there. He was only a senior whenever I was there. I would say he was a pretty tough guy, though. He was always in the mix.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, though, I was only there for the 1.5 seasons. So it was honestly, it was either him or I would say Brendan Smith was up there. Brendan Smith he was a pretty tough dude too.
Okay. Lando, what about you? I heard you were a pretty tough-nosed player yourself. You can't say yourself. So who?
This is an easy one. I'm going with Eric Walker, all-time leading rusher.
My man.
He is tough as nails. I have so much respect for that guy. I'll tell you a story right now. So we're playing Otterbein, top 25 in the nation at Bethany, my sophomore year, I believe it was, and he breaks a run, and he is trucking, man. The guy rips his helmet off completely. He keeps running, smashes this dude. I mean, helmet to head, like top of his face, whatever. This busts, breaks his nose, got blood dripping from his face. It was unbelievable, man. And yeah, definitely one of the toughest dudes. Laid it all out there, and love that guy. So.
Yeah, Eric Walker. I love Eric Walker to death.
Now that I had a second to think about it, Bono, I got a second to think about it. I got to throw one up more in there that Garvey's going to agree with me on this one. Colton Stoneman. I'm pretty sure he tore his something off of the bone at one point in the game, and he ended up playing through it. That was like the last game of the season. So I got to throw his name in there too.
That was my dude. I recruited him. That was my dude.
There it is.
He was just like,
there it is.
From some farm out in the middle of nowhere. He was just a farm boy.
Yeah, but Lando, to go back to your answer, Walker, I mean, he's still a great dude. I love Eric Walker to death. We actually, after college, worked together for like almost 10 years together. And oddly enough, just funny story that just since you mentioned his name, like I haven't, since I moved away from that area, I haven't talked to Walker in coming up on 6 years now. My phone rings the other morning. I look down and it's Eric Walker, and just calling to shoot the breeze. And the last time I talked to him, I was in sales, and he was like, "I'm just trying to throw you a sale." Like, that's the kind of dude he is. He remembered what I was doing and was trying to help somebody out. Like, even off the field, like Eric Walker's just one of the best human beings I know, and I hope he listens to this. He says he does. I don't believe him all the time. But this Walker, he's got kids and a wife. He doesn't have time for podcasts. But yeah, I hope he hears this. And for sure, been trying to get him on the show. Me and Fitty been trying to get him on the show for what, 2 years now?
Long time.
2 years now. We're trying to get him on the show. So, Lando, if you got any pull with him still, like we're just getting him on here with us here. But this next question I want for all of you here. So, Bob, we'll start with you. What is your funniest memory from being a part of Bethany football?
Funniest.
It's a comedy podcast. I got to go your funniest memory, man. Like, come on.
Keep it clean, Bob. Keep it.
I mean,
We're not afraid of four-letter words, Garv. Like, we
over Camp Village is where I went. It's funny, Garv. I just sent Potter a thing about that last week.
Hey, no tinsel, no mention of the tinsel, anything.
No, I mean, it's just the funniest thing. I got to think lip talk just.
Oh, my God.
That's probably not clean either. Lip talk.
we're not a clean show here, guys. Like, we can talk about stuff, and it's just your guys.
Lip talk had a really good time at Bubba's, and I feel bad if anybody, some of the younger guys, didn't have that experience at Bethany. And when he went back to the room, he relieved his bowels all over the living room.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
And I mean, we were hanging out in January, and we brought that up and busting his balls again about it.
Forgot about that.
Oh, that's funny for sure. Brennan, what do you got?
Oh, geez Louise. The same thing with me. It's not even like, I don't know. I almost wanted to go something in the realm of a Twitter header, but I don't know if that one's Coach Garvey knows what I'm talking about. The boat. But no, I don't know. I would probably have to go with something in the realm of Coach Upton. That was more of like a personal one, but I was having to go for COVID testing, and some of the messages that he would send me on a morning, it was 3 times a week. It was more or less, it was probably more of a hazing than anything. It was, if I wasn't going to get over there, it was F you this, F you that. And then I would get phone calls. And actually at one point I was straight across the street from Coach Garvey. Coach Upton knew that, and he would come over and knock on my door, stuff like that. But in terms of a specific story, I don't know that I would have too many of a hilarious story. I mean, like I said, that wouldn't get me in trouble. Maybe hindsight's 2020. I mean, maybe Halloween, drinking beer with my head coach. I was probably up there.
Oh man,
that's cool.
That's definitely gonna be up there. Garvey, you gonna let him talk to you like that, man? And what's your funniest moment?
I was in my own private home, and he was trick or treating and just saw me. That's it. He lived across the street. Small community. Small community. He lived across the street.
It is, and Bethany is such a small community. But you were there a long time. You got a funny memory?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna go with someone on this panel.
Nice.
Lando, do you remember doing skull crushers in the weight room and you actually crushed your skull? Donk. Do you remember? You might not. So. Yeah. You might not, because you knocked yourself silly.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, that's that Mr. Ganello workout.
That's it, man. Mr. G, baby.
Right, Mr. G. I'll give you another good one. I told another guy on this panel his very first game that he couldn't play at Bethany, and he became a 4-year starter and captain.
Yes,
Did
sir.
I not, Fry?
I would say who?
At Center College.
Let's tell that story, right?
I did apologize though the next day, didn't I?
He did. He definitely did. He definitely did. He owned it. He owned it. I could tell he wanted to do it probably the night it happened because we had like an 8-hour drive. But College,
you did fall down on your face.
No, he ran me. He ran me over.
That's right. You did. You got ran over. That's why I said it.
This what happened, right? So we're playing in Kentucky. It's like a midday game. The turf is like 110 degrees.
It was hot.
It was hot as hell. So, and it got to the point, like, I didn't wear gloves. Like, that's how hot it was. I just taped my fingers. But we had maybe like 5 of our starters wear long sleeves. And everybody was just cramping up. Like, one of our players actually had to stay in Kentucky. Our best corner Wiz had to stay in Kentucky.
Mistake allowing that to happen.
Right. So, long story short, it's the fourth quarter. It's like the start of the fourth quarter. This running back's like 6'2", 230. He's freaking huge. So Larry's one of those guys that's geared up. He got all of the all of the long sleeves on. But he cramps up on the start of the play, and so he leaves me one-on-one in the hole with he's not even slowing him up, and I just went for it, and he just ran me over, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. and then I got to the sideline, and I was like, man, I can't say nothing. It is what it is.
He made you disappear, huh?
But I will say we should have won that game.
We had a chance to win it.
We did.
4th and goal, I think it was.
Yeah, I think we were down 33-7 at halftime, and the final score was like 33-27.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't give up a point in the second.
With no timeouts. We were 4th and goal.
Yeah.
Through incomplete pass.
I got you. Fitty, I know you have to have a funny story.
I think the funniest as a player is in like 2007. Bethany, we had cable back then, right? We didn't have many stations, but they got BET that year for the first time. And Coach Weaver came out in a G-Unit beater that 50 Cent used to wear in honor of getting BET right in the middle of camp. And anybody knows Coach Weaver was a big dude. This cat came out in the most tight-ass beater from like 50 Cent would wear. There's a big difference of what 50 Cent looked like back then compared to Coach Weaver. So probably as a player, it was that. Probably as a coach, it was I forget exactly when it was, maybe 2018, but Greg Avant was on kickoff return. And we housed the kickoff return, and Raekwon White took it to the house and scored. And everybody runs off, and Greg's big dude is our fullback, and he's like, coming off, he's like, yeah, and he's high-fiving everybody on the sidelines, and I'm screaming, trying to get the kickoff team ready. Coach Garvey screaming at me in the headset, and everybody else is screaming, the kickoff team, get ready. And Greg is like, I'm like, Greg, you got to go in. Greg, you got to go in. And he turns around, he was like, Coach, he was like, I can't feel my legs. You got to get somebody else. And I think I just grabbed literally a slap dick travel guy and just threw him in there and praying Coach Garvey wasn't going to kill me if they housed that kickoff return. But Greg came off high-fiving everyone, all celebrating, and he turns around and goes, Coach, I can't feel my legs. I just grabbed somebody and threw him in. I'm like, please don't get cussed out by Coach Garvey. Please don't get cussed out by Coach Garvey. Please don't house this. So it's probably my funniest one with that interaction. But definitely Coach Weaver with the G-Unit beater was probably the best story of all time.
Got you. Mister, what about you?
Man. It's so many, man. It's so many that I can't even begin to figure which one I would like to tell, you know. But I had a lot of good memories, man, with Bunk and Lee. You know, there was my, when I first got up there, man, them two dudes was the one who showed me around. And, that was my roommate. And, I had just came from an HBC school. And I was like, I'm getting ready to live with two dudes from West Virginia or PA. And I'm like, this is not going to go well. And I'm like, there's no way that we're going to have anything in common. And because Coach, I don't know if you remember, it's 50, Coach Gian Grosso, he was the defensive coordinator. I don't know, it was Steve Lee and Gian Grosso. You might not remember that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Bob might, yeah.
I remember.
Okay, yeah. So, and but long story short, man, we ended up being. I mean, we're the best of friends, man. It was a wonderful, great move for me, man, because it was time for me to get away from down south. So I met some really, really good people up there. The president Buck when he was there at the time. I don't know. I know 50 might know about the Weasel House. You know what I'm saying? And, the hot tub and all that good stuff. Of course, Bubba's, the College bookstore. And by the way, man, the one thing I would say, it's always good when you have keys to the Coke machine. I'll leave it like that. Nothing else. It was fun.
Bono, I'll tell you a funny one real quick. Funny story, though, when I was there. So this is, 19 years ago? Mister's there, young assistant. Mister used to run 40s with us, long black sleeves on, shorts
Yeah.
and tennis shoes, just out there with a hoodie, just super sweating. And we'd be in the weight room lifting. Next thing you know, Mister gets on the bench, just puts 225 on, just reps it out like 30 times in front of us.
Yep.
And we were like, and who the hell is this guy? Like just getting to know him during camp. Mister used to just bust out 225 on the bench and just rep it out and run 40s with us.
Yeah. Dang. Yep. Yeah.
You're just trying to get back to playing weight.
You know what? Oh my God. That's right. Yeah. I say that all the time. I gotta get back to playing weight. Get back to playing weight. Oh man.
Lando, what about you?
Oh, funniest story. I'm gonna go with we were in camp and we had a little meeting after with the whole team and stuff. And we're all Coach Weaver, he's giving us a serious speech, about like staying out of trouble, all this stuff, keep your head on straight. And we go over film, all that good stuff. He's like, all right, guys, well, it's about it for tonight, And this kid raises his hand, and I'm not going to name his name, but he raises his hand and he goes, Coach, he goes, snacks.
Snacks.
Coach looks at him and he's like, what the fuck?
What's that kid's name?
I need to know.
I think it was Justin
I was gone.
Okinski, I believe his last name was.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He said snacks.
Snacks. So we call him Snacks. That was his nickname.
Yeah.
Is all he was concerned about was snacks. Wow. You have that with every locker room, though. I feel like there's that one guy in every locker room that's that way. Lando, we're going to stay with you on this one, and we're going to go around here. But who was the best player you either played or coached against? So you would be who's the best player you ever played against?
Played against. I'm going to go with my buddy from W&J. You mean in college or high school? Or does it matter?
No, yeah, when you're at Bethany.
At Bethany, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with my buddy Zach Pugliese from W&J. Played outside linebacker. He was pretty tough.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Mister, what about you? Who's the toughest player you ever played or coached against?
Man, I tell you what, you got to go with and Garvey will appreciate this one. I got to go with the hitman. You know what I'm saying? Brett Clough, Mr. Clough. Mr. Clough, the man, the myth, the legend from Wheeling, baby. Come on, hometown hero, man. Nah, man, Brett was good, man. I love that kid, man. He worked hard, man. And then of course my little 5 foot, you know what I'm saying? Nick Naraka, you know what I'm saying? Had Nick. I had a lot of good running backs, man. I mean, a lot of good players, man. Even your favorite, Brian Masucci. That's another story for another time, boy.
Oh,
I look at Gar.
Betty, what about you?
Probably from an opposing team, probably two stand out. Scott Cree from Waynesburg was an All-American kick returner for them. I don't know if you remember him, Coach Garv. Real little white dude who was like super fast for them when they had like Davis and Daniels and Obels as their running backs. But Scott Cree as a kick returner. And I'd probably say Bobby Swallow, who was the quarterback for W&J. I think that year in 07, he might have been runner-up for player of the year in the country. He threw like 41 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He was probably the best opposing player that I've seen as a player. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Fry, what about you?
So this question, you said the toughest we played against?
Yeah, played or coached against.
I mean, we played Mount Union. The quarterback was decent, Kevin Burke, but I think I'm gonna go with Alex Barafio, man. My freshman year playing, he was like an All-American receiver. He was solid.
W&J.
Yeah, he was solid.
Okay. Garb, what about you?
I gotta probably agree with Bobby Swallow. And then the first year we were there, Geneva was making the transition. I have no idea the kid's name. They had an inside linebacker who was really, really good. But he was a scholarship player too, because they were NAIA making the transition. So I don't know if that really counts.
Okay.
But from a dominating standpoint, I would say overall, Bobby Swallows probably was the best player in that league when
Okay.
my time as a player, an impact player, and brought him to the quarterfinals of the playoffs.
Can't argue with that. But Brennan, what about you?
I hope that Coach Garvey can either side with me, or I know that all of his years probably blend together after he's been away for a few years from Bethany. But I would probably have to say, even though I didn't directly play, like he wasn't on the defensive side of the ball, Cody Gustafson, Grove City wide receiver. I think he had every single. I mean, he might have even been up there against anybody in D1 in the NCAA. I mean, I think he was like top 3 in the whole entire nation for his stat line. I mean, it was pretty incredible. He didn't end up going to the league. We'd stayed in contact a little bit there after. His brother had played there too at Grove City, but yeah, he was a heck of a wide receiver. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that they do. Probably they would have probably only won 3 or 4 games that 2021 year if they didn't have him. I think he was putting up like 260-ish yards a game. I mean, it was nuts. He was doing.
I will back Brennan on that. That dude was phenomenal. He was that gigantic receiver from them, and that dude was fast.
He just wore like ankle socks. Like he wasn't like the biggest, flashiest, or he wasn't like the flashiest player or whatever. I don't know. They had a decent quarterback, but I think that whole entire wide receiver room, I think it averaged at like 6'4". That year that I was there, Grove City, their whole entire receiving core they're all massive. They're all pretty big dudes.
Gotcha. Bob, what about you? Round us out on this question.
I guess, I mean, Swallow at W&J, and the quarterback right before him was at Dawson, stuck out. I mean, I remember, I don't think it was Swallow. I think it was Dawson before him. It felt like the Rams playing the Rams, like when they were the greatest show on turf. He had a couple receivers. Yeah, he just stuck out.
Okay. And with that, we have time for this one last question here, and I want to get it in, and I really want to get everybody's. I don't even say opinion. I want to hear what everyone has to say about this. But Bob, we're going to start with you, and I need you to give me your funniest football story of Fitty.
His existence. I mean, when I first met him, he brought back memories of Cody Allison. Not that anybody, Garvin, Mr. probably don't even remember him.
I think I remember Cody Allison, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just showed up one day, and not 50, but Cody, he was like, we had to give him reps. He was good at Madden. That was his resume. It was bad. And when Fitty showed up, I was like, is this another one of these kids? But no, I can't think of a specific story other than just, you being you.
Just Fitty being Fitty. All right. Yeah. Brennan, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know about a specific, but I can say that whenever I had a first impression standpoint, I kind of met Fitty with Coach G at the time, and them two, like out there on the football field, were kind of, in my opinion, from a coaching standpoint, very different people. And Coach G was just like seeing both of them on the football field at the same time, because they both have, I mean, you guys did special teams together, correct, Fitty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mm-hmm. So there was times where it was just completely polar opposites, where you could see them as a player, like kind of clashing personalities, bashing heads. But I don't think you could, some people were able to notice it, but I just knew that like they were thinking completely different things sometimes. And it would just be not a dumpster fire at times, but it was funny. Coach G was a character, man. He was only there for that 3-game season or whatever, 5-game season, whatever we played. But he was a funny guy too.
Okay. Gar, I'm saving you for last. I can already see the wheels turning, and that I'm going to save you for last. We're going to skip over you for now and go to Fry.
So favorite Fitty. So I was a GA, right? And Fitty, I think it was his first year volunteering. So spring ball about to come to a close, and we're about to go home for the summer. He's like, hey, man, he's like, there's a tryout in Akron, Ohio. He's like, you want to give it one more go? I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I'm good. So he asked me for like 2 weeks. I'm like, fuck it, man. Let's do it. So he picks me up from the house, or he picks me up from my dorm. I stay at his house. Where were you living? Wintersville?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go up to Akron to try out, the Toronto Argonauts. We get there at like 6 a.m. or something. And I'm going through the drills, and mind you, he's dressed like a coach. He got a stopwatch. Everybody thought he was my agent. Everybody coming up to this dude.
Oh man.
So we're just having a good time, right? So anyway, they ended up giving me my money back. We got onto the field, and we had a good time that day, man. But that was hilarious, man.
All right. I remember the assistant general manager from the Argonauts was there, and I had my stopwatch, and they were clocking Fry in the long snapper from the catch and release of the punt.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I got 2.9 seconds, and the assistant GM's like, I got 3.3, and I was like, I got 2.9. I was arguing with the assistant general manager on the field about the catch and release time on the punt. So it was a good time.
Yeah, that's an all-timer.
Mister, what about you?
Man, I would just have to say, man, just watching 50 on the field, man, just running routes, seeing 50 try to run routes, man, working on the stop and go, saying whether it was a comeback, a post, or 50 just running that straight 9 route. Just watching him run, hey, man, it's sometimes, I love 50 to death, man. Sometimes you might look over there, you might think it's Forrest Gump, but 50 was a dog, man. He worked hard. He worked hard and played hard, man. And you know what? But he looked good on that field, though. He looked good. You would think he was a 5-star player, man.
All right, Lando, what about you?
Hey, man, Fitty was all business out there, man. Hey,
Don't lie to me, Lando. Just because he's here, don't lie to me.
Bro. You were a leader, brother, and you got us hyped for the games, and yeah, man, kept us all focused, and yeah, man, you're a leader. I love you, buddy. So,
well, I appreciate that. And I think the best thing I ever took away, one of the best things I ever took away is I remember like Coach Garvey used to say this, and Coach Weaver said this. He goes, everybody on the team, no matter if you're a starter or you're a backup, you all have the same importance on the team, whether you're going to be the best scout team player or the best starter or our best player. He goes, everyone's role is the same, and you're just as important as the next person. So I kind of took that with me into my coaching career too. I used to try to tell people that. So, but I appreciate that, Lando.
All right, Garb, I gave you some time to think about this one. You probably spent the most time with him.
I mean, the one thing for sure is his stupid story that he gave at back in the day when you were allowed to have a talent show. Now people call it hazing.
Yes.
Oh, skit night.
Skit night.
Yeah, skit night.
Skit night. That was the dumbest, and we won't even get into it. But it was dumb. And I'll never forget it. That's how dumb it was. Then just what he brought to every single practice and stretch and his dumb questions.
I was going to say, how has no one on this panel
by far
talked about the questions?
Just keeps it light during
we've turned it into a whole segment on this show, the Fast 55. Like, how have we not talked about the random questions of Fitty?
Questions for sure.
Oh man!
The gorilla, the gorilla ones.
You had the questions.
All of them.
I used somebody smoke you on scout team and we threw him out of practice one time too.
What was that?
Did that happen to you? Did you get whacked at scout team and somebody cheap shotted you?
I got cheap shot a few times, but no, that was Stats got cheap shot by Weinberg, and that's when Weaver threw him out of practice.
Oh yeah, Weinberg. Oh my God.
Weinberg drilled him like 10 seconds after the play was over, and Weave tossed him out of practice. But no, I got drilled a few times, but that's when I usually get up and cause a fight. But no, that wasn't me.
He had a good reason to do that, right? What didn't he think Weinberg was doing something with another significant other or something?
I don't even know why he did that to him, but he drilled him, and that was like probably one of the worst cheap shots I've seen in practice.
Hey, I remember it. You know what? Let me be quiet. Yeah.
For show for another day, Mr. Show for another day. That sounds like that's going to be a Patreon exclusive if anybody else there is listening. It's only going to be heard there. But
I'll say I appreciate all the stories there, everyone. They were it's good memories. Hopefully, you all have a funny memory or two from it. But you guys definitely mean a lot to me. You've all been in my life at various points. So I appreciate all the humor and everything. So I know it's all in good fun and love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Always all in good fun on this show. But that is actually going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Brands podcast. I want to thank all of my guests, Fry, Garvey, Fitty, Mr. Brennan, and Bob Neisel for joining the show here, talking all things Bethany football. It was a lot of fun to reminisce about times back in Bethany. Little quick thing, I actually announced all of the home games for Bethany College in 2009-2010 season. So I got to see a lot of these guys on the field, especially Fitty and everybody else in Fry. I believe you were there, right, Fry, in 2009?
No, I wasn't there in 09.
You weren't there?
Nah, 2012 was when I got on campus. 2012.
Okay. I'm just a liar then, apparently. But yeah, again, that's going to do it. As always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell them anyways. They might like it just because you didn't. That's going to do it for me, and I will see y'all next week. The Ride Home Brands podcast is brought to you by W Energy. Energy drinks made for gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. For gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. Go to the link in the description where you can find the best energy drinks out there. Less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Also, no jitters and no crash afterwards. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Brands podcast is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of the show, and that is Shankit Golf. Golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We might not go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but this is going to give us the gear that's going to help us rock it on and off of the course. Go to the link in the bio, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get yourself 10% off there as well.